Foxy Sean's Fine Eats, where we make real food for real people. Man, it is hot in Georgia tonight. I can't do the math, but yesterday it was hitting like 29 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow the news says it's going to be 88, 90 Fahrenheit. That's hot apparently. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I can never figure that math out, but it is hot down here. Because the air conditioner is so noisy, I have to turn it off to do a video. Really frustrating. But anyways, enough of my problems. Tonight we're going to make a cake. It is I'm going to call it a cinnamon apple cake. And I'm making it gluten-free. I found this recipe. It's actually originally a Betty Crocker recipe. I found it and I thought, I could make that gluten-free. So I thought, let's give it a try. You know me, I'm always willing to try something stupid. So we're just going to dig in here and start making this happening. I've got my oven heating up to 350 degrees. I'm doing this in a 13 by 9-ish foil pan. You can half the recipe and do it in a 9-inch round pan. And I've just oiled that a bit, oil and paper towel. They don't have any cooking spray because why bother? So what do we have to do here? We have to beat the butter, sugar with an electric mixer until light and fluffy. So we need a cup of butter. I have that. I have my nice new spatula. Remember, restaurant supply stores, they're your friend. Things don't cost as much as you would think. They generally sell to the public if it's like goods and stuff. Food stores are somewhat different usually, but so got a cup of butter. We need 2 cups of sugar, so I'm going to use up the sugar I have. 1 cup. I had more sugar left than I thought. Into the garbage. And 2 cups. There we go. That means I don't have to open that one yet, and I can wash this guy out. I picked those bins up at Costco last time I was down here, and they were really useful, I'm finding, because I keep coming down and keep reusing stuff. So, picked myself up a cheap mixer. Let's see what happens. Okay, that works. It's light and fluffy. We're going to beat in 4 eggs, 1 at a time. I find that so pathetic. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put 4 eggs in. There we go. It'll be quicker this way. 2, 3, 4. And into the garbage with that. We're going to beat those in. There we go. Then we have to start adding in the vanilla, flour, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt. So we're going to start with the vanilla. We need a ½ teaspoon. You can measure it or you can go ½ teaspoon. We need 1 1/4 cups of flour. So because I'm doing this gluten-free, my plan was to pick up some Bob's bacon mix on the way back to the hotel tonight, but I couldn't find any in Publix. But I found King Arthur. I've heard this stuff is really good. So it's just it's basically a cup for cup, measure for measure, they call it. Replacement for regular flour. Man, that bag is tough. So we need 3 cups of that. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a long trip here. Haven't done as much cooking as I planned. Been doing a few more food reviews. We'll keep up. So there's 1 cup. No, actually I don't need 3. I need 2 1/2 cups. 2 cups and about a half. Got to admit, I stopped by the Dollar Tree and picked up the Betty Crocker measuring cups as opposed to these white ones I have. I can actually read what's on these white ones. Or the red ones, I mean. I can barely read the white ones. Yes, you get old, your eyes go bad. It does happen, even to Saucy Sean. Now we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Oh, that's powder. Do I have soda? Why, yes. No, that's cornstarch. Huh. I thought it needed the baking powder. Well, what do? We use baking soda. Let's see what happens. Oh, I hope this works. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1. It's going to leaven differently, that's for sure. I'm curious to see what happens now. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. 1. 2. And a ½ teaspoon of salt. So we're going to mix all this in. And then we're going to mix in about 3 cups of apples. The original recipe says shredded and peeled, but I don't have a shredder. I didn't feel like peeling them, so I just diced them up. I'm going to mix these in here. I'm just going to do that by hand. We're going to end up baking this for about 45 minutes until the toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. And then we're going to let it cool. And tomorrow night I am going to make I think I'm going to make a cinnamon cream cheese frosting to go on it. Oh, doesn't that sound good? It sounds really good to me. The shredded apples probably would have been a better idea. It would turn it more into the carrot cake I make. But I think this will work out fine. So I'm going to bring my pan over here. I'm going to dump this in here. It really feels like I missed liquid somewhere. But no, that is the recipe. Anyways, we'll just spread it out smooth and even. We'll toss it in the oven, say wait for about 45 minutes, check it, see if it's done, let it cool, and we'll be back tomorrow night to finish it off. I think that's going to be okay. Why? It shouldn't be doing that with the color temperature today. Oh, oh well. Anyways, come back in a while. We'll ice this puppy up. Wow, that hit wrong. And we'll give it a try. Talk to you later. Well, hi there. How are you doing? So, we got our cake baked last night. I'll show you that in a few minutes. First, we're going to make some icing. Another day has passed. I spent the day today smoking a brisket, which we're having for lunch tomorrow, which is why I'm making the cake. So, for this icing, I've never made this. I'm kind of making this recipe up. We're going to take 1 stick or a ½ cup of butter. I'm using salted. We're going to take an 8-ounce, 250-gram package of cream cheese. I've left these both out in my hotel room. What are we at? We're at 69 Fahrenheit, so that's higher than 20 degrees Celsius. So it's been warm in here. So these have softened up nicely. I don't get fancy with the cream cheese. I used the cheapest one I could. In this case, it was IGA. We're going to take 4 cups of icing and or confectioner sugar, depending on how you want to call it. So while I'm measuring that, I baked the cake last night. As I said, it should have taken 45 minutes or so. It took about an hour 10, give or take. I'm a little bit concerned about how it's going to turn out. As you know, I didn't have the baking soda, I only had baking powder. I'm using a different gluten-free flour mix than normal. It's recommended, it's good quality. I don't know, I was tasting a bit of the cake as it was coming. It was tasting a bit, there's 2. It's tasting a little bit, 4 gluten-free, a little bit gritty. So I'm a little concerned about how it's going to turn out for us. And I guess we're going to see. So I got a package of cream cheese, stick, half cup of butter, put a teaspoon of vanilla, 4 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to mix all that up with my $16 mixer. I don't expect it to last long. Oh, look at that. It climbed. Not the best bowl to be mixing in either. But you know what? It's gonna work. It really will. So that right there is your basic cream cheese frosting, icing, whatever you desire to call it. Now, we're going to add the secret ingredient for this recipe. We're going to add a teaspoon? Tablespoon? What do you think? You know what? Let's go for broke. Let's do a tablespoon. Let's do 15 milliliters of cinnamon. Probably too much. But you know Sean, he's going to go crazy and go for broke. So there we go. There's a tablespoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon. You know those buns that were like Grandma used to make? The cinnamon buns? Oh, that smells good! Look at that, icing everywhere. So it has been another hot day. Tomorrow was supposed to storm and rain. Oh, it's going to be fun. A tablespoon of cinnamon wasn't too much. That's interesting. Well, that's really good. I got another teaspoon. That'll make it an even. No, you know what? Do another tablespoon. Let's see what happens. I'll still eat it. Maybe other people won't, but I will. That will be enough. So I'm getting rid of the measuring spoons. That's enough of the beaters. Let's just give it a final mix here. Make sure, oh yeah, I didn't quite all mix to the bottom, but hey, what do you want? I'm using cheap stuff here. You know, I just realized I've never yet been into one of the Dollar Generals down here, the little Dollar Tree Plus grocery stores. So, unveil the cake, grab a spoon, try the cinnamon icing. Saucy Sean approves. Here's how the cake turned out. The top got a bit crusty. Yeah, it's got that gluten-free taste. So we're not going to get overly fancy here with icing it. We're just going to spread it. I mean, this is basically just a dessert for the family. In this case, it's the work family. So it's not like I'm trying to win a decorating contest. I want it to look nice, don't get me wrong, but we don't have to get fancy with it. Probably way more icing than anyone should have on a cake. I'm just going to spread it nicely. There we go. Well, I have to make a decision now. Do I leave it until tomorrow to try it? No, I'm going to try it right now so you guys can see my reaction. So I need a plate. I'm going to need a knife and I'm going to need a fork. So, man, it gets hot. You have to turn the air conditioning off because it's so darn warm in here. And then it gets really hot in here. I have a feeling, well, I'm gonna save my thoughts for after I get the cake out of here. How's that? Because I have a feeling I know one thing's gonna be wrong with it. And we're just gonna have to wait and see. How correct? No. Look at that. That looks pretty good, actually. I think I like it. It actually turned out really good. I'm really happy with this. Like, I like the Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 bacon flour for gluten-free. This King Arthur gets a little bit more grit in it, I think. But it's okay. I'm actually much more impressed than I thought it would be. Here's what I would do differently. I would definitely shred the apples instead of chopping them up. I think that would bring a bit more moisture to the entire cake. And beyond that, honestly, I was afraid it would be a failure with the gluten-free, but it really isn't. Wow. This is really great. Hey guys, I really appreciate you watching my videos. Sorry about the lighting. I thought I had that sorted out. Please, if you like these, like in YouTube down, I think it's down there. Subscribe, I think it's over here. Little bell. Subscribe, share it with your friends. And you know what? I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, you can experiment like this. You don't have to follow a recipe exactly. No matter what they say about bacon being a science. It doesn't have to be. You just have to be a little bit careful, but you can experiment, try different things. You never know what you're going to create. This, I will make again. I will make this for catering or for some camps, family camps or something sometime. I will be doing that because this is good. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Have a great day.